Shalom, Yasha'Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful Lekdakim that are out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise Idaho camp, coming at you with an update of World War III news, man, and about this thing escalating to the next level. And another update of what's going on. And the latest and greatest is that NATO and the countries that are a part of that treaty are now openly being public with how they will be reacting if Russia chooses a ground offensive. And also if the war goes to a ground war. You know, and this is just how U.S. troops could be sent to frontline in European ground war with Russia. You know, so this is something that is prophecy. This is something that is talked about in the scriptures. And as you can see, this is something that is happening in reality. And this is the article that I want to read. This is New War News Reports. NATO is developing numerous land corridors in Europe for U.S. troops and armored vehicles in case of major ground war with Russia. These corridors would allow U.S. troops to quickly reach the eastern borders, which means they're making routes that they can move heavy transportation and heavy equipment in a short amount of time, which means they're widening the roads. They're doing infrastructure projects and getting ready for mass movements. This is the Telegraph writes that there are 5 main corridors from the Netherlands, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and Norway. They are also being developed through ports in the Balkans, as well as through Norway, Sweden, and Finland. These routes should be logistically prepared, taking into account Ukraine's experience with Russian large-scale missile strikes. The troops will not be restricted by local rules, laws, or duties, so they will be able to freely transport cargo, because in a major war like World War III, it's not, really a thing of should the military be here. No, we're fucking moving our shit through your neighborhood and we don't care what you say, man. So when you see, this is why people are bugging out recording videos of mass movements of military equipment on railroad tracks and stuff like that. But in response to this, the Kremlin warns Washington of fatal miscalculation to let Kiev use U.S. supplied weapons inside Russia. And this is Russia's response: deploys air and sea assets for military exercises in Caribbean, man. And that's like another thing that happened during the 1950s, which is called the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is when Russia had, literally nuclear missiles on the front door of Babylon. And it was a major thing because it came to a point where they thought that they were going to launch them off. But the guy that was in control of the controls, didn't do it. He disobeyed a direct order. And there's actually a whole account on that whole situation, how he went against his superiors. And this was a Russian that said no to shooting off those missiles because there was a radio blackout and they couldn't get the signal. And they thought that they got shot at by, the U.S. But I did want to play this video because this guy does say some things and some scriptures that I want to add up and the things that are going on in the world right now. Not to mention the natural disasters as well as the political and escalation of war. So I'm going to let this man speak, and give you the information because I saw this video and I wanted to share it, and I'm going to get the scriptures and close it out.
So NATO and the US are planning on sending troops to the battle zone. But first, the news I have to share with y'all is insane, and you might not even believe half of it. It's that crazy. First, here's Mexico's new president with Larry Fink, the CEO.
And I did a lesson on this, on the Mexico's new president. If you do want more information on that as well, it's on my this page as well.
Well, BlackRock. Why is that weird? Well, this election was actually very, very, very chaotic. Not only is she Mexico's first female president, there was also 37 unalives that election. Allegedly, it was the cartel that took out 37, again, other candidates who were running.
The cartel cares about
what kind of election is that? Seems to me like there is only one choice left. We're also looking at a collapse of 63 U.S. banks because they had a loss of $517 billion. This was verified in many other places, just a screenshot I chose to use. Now back to NATO trying to sign us up in the U.S. for combat. NATO disclosed preparations to deploy American troops to the European front lines in the event of a full-scale conflict. And yes, it's very serious. NATO could rush U.S. troops to the front line.
This information.
Except they already have it mapped out exactly how they would do it. You know, the weather has been crazy, right?
Which we know they wouldn't tell you exactly how
Why?
their plans are.
Again.
Look at this weather.
So they've literally had 250 plus earthquakes in the last, 24 hours? Maybe 48. Either way, 30 of these earthquakes were at least 2.5 magnitude. And they seem to be getting worse. So as we enter hurricane season when it's already ridiculously hot out, are we going to be seeing earthquakes at the same time? And one person caught that it wasn't just one anomaly, but two anomalies, using the globe model. And yet northern Israel is destroyed, in the process of being destroyed. So yeah, safe to say 2024 is getting crazy. This is California. They're getting ready for the pro-Palestine demonstration. What do y'all think comes first? A massive hurricane or a massive earthquake? Let me know below.
All the above, man. These people have no idea how bad it's gonna get. Because, hey, man, this is plain to the elect and to the prophets that this is the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai bringing his prophecy, his scriptures, and things that you are supposed to know in these last days and to understand why these things are happening so that the kingdom of Israel can be established here on earth. Because everything that this world knows, holds close to their heart, and looks and reverence as a power has to be humbled. And this is clear to us that this is Yahweh Shemi Shai doing this. This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Slakia. And that stumbling blocks is whatever information that you're given, and you cannot receive the doctrine and truth. Because the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai chooses who he wants to serve him. That's why some people, no matter what information you give them, no matter how much logic you tell them, no matter how much archaeological, physical, historical evidence you show them in their face, man, black and white on paper, they will not believe you. And that's why, like the a saying in Great Millstone is by one of the beloved founders of this, truth of ours, Abba Bivens, he said, if a nigga don't get it, we moving on, So this is not something that you're trying to argue with people so that they can understand it as you. Just get it for yourself and understand it and start, living right and repenting so that you're ready for when Yahweh Bashmi Shai cracks those clouds, man. And do what you're supposed to do as a man or as a woman. Whatever your role is, you're supposed to be doing it to the best of your ability. This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 29. Jumping down. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance, because Yahweh Shemi Shai controls both sides. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And that's the time of Jacob's trouble, when the Lord is going to pour out these spirits at full force. Verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment, meaning these judgments and these angels that are controlling the judgments that are going out on these people are going to do exactly that. Horrible judgments. And they shall be ready upon the earth when need is, man. You got legions of angels standing by, ready to tear this place up, man. And the point is, even one angel could destroy this whole earth. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word, man. That's why it says slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. And that's talking about all those men that are not marked with the Thawa, the mark of exemption from judgment, that did not take the charagma, that micro C-hip implantable subdermal device. Verse 32, therefore from the beginning I was resolved and thought upon these things and have left them in writing, because the prophets have before have seen these visions and left them on paper for us to read and understand in these days and times. Because it's for us in this day and age to understand these things that are happening in the world and put them together and throw them out there for the edification of the flock. So Lord willing that this was edifying to the elect. Till next time, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim that are out there laboring, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Shalom.